It's only been 2 weeks, y'all. I have to tell you guys, probably most recent update of my life. All right, you guys, welcome to another vlog. My camera's about to die. That's crazy. I'm gonna have to keep turning my camera on and off so that it doesn't die, but things are so very different, and I have to tell you guys because I haven't made a video in so long, and this is like the probably most recent update of my life, so put your seatbelts on. I just got done working a night shift at a new facility in a new state. Oh, your girl has moved and she's living off an air mattress and her TV is on the floor and she lives in a studio apartment. I have transitioned to take on my first travel nurse assignment, and I know you guys are gonna shit yourselves because I shit myself too, but you know what? Life happens, things happen, life changes, we grow, we accept change, and we embrace it, and here we are today. So I'm about to get in the shower and then I'm gonna tell y'all all about it because it was a long night last night. The shift I had was crazy. I would love to tell y'all about it, but I need to get in the shower. I just got home, took Ginger for a walk, so let me get settled in and then we'll regroup. Okay, guys, now I'm gonna give you guys the tea. It feels so good to just be able to sit down and do nothing. Like, so usually when I get off work of night shift and I don't have to go to work the next day, I start to get all this energy, the sun's out, I'm like, oh, I don't have to sleep, I have all this time because I don't have to go to work tomorrow. Well, I get home, take Ginger out, take a shower, and now that I'm just like sitting, I can feel how tired my body is. But I just kind of want to give y'all like a little rundown. So I am in Washington State, y'all. I am so far across the country. I left Dallas to take on a travel assignment, ended up in Washington. So how did we get here? Let's rewind. Being a school nurse, you guys know I really enjoyed being a school nurse because of the work-life balance. One thing that I didn't necessarily enjoy about school nursing, which was okay with me, was my salary. So initially when I changed the job, I was calculating gross income in comparison to my net income with the school job, which I don't know why it didn't cross my mind, but obviously the net income was bigger than my gross income from the job that I was having at whatever. So pretty much every single month at the school, I was projected to make $5,100 a month. At my ER job, I was making roughly $4,400 a month. And I was like, oh my God, it's a no-brainer. Let me go work this school because it's less stress, more money. Well, I didn't take into consideration there is a teacher retirement system that we have to contribute to every single month, even if you're not a teacher. And at the end of the day, my gross amount that I took home from the school was $400 less than I was taking home at my ER job. Nonetheless, I still worked my PRN job in the ER, so I was still bringing home more money than I brought home working my ER job alone, working my school job and PRN as an ER nurse at my other hospital that I was working at. So it really didn't matter because I was still bringing home more money, but like nonetheless, that was one part of being a school nurse that I was not really enthusiastic about because I was like, oh my God, take home is so much less. I'm here every single day. Even though my work-life balance is really great, I'm able to sleep every day, get 8 hours of sleep every single day. I'm able to focus on my body and my mental health, and I'm able to move every single day. I'm able to go out every single weekend if I wanted to, or go out during the week and start to treat my week as it's the weekend. I was able to do so many things just like being a school nurse with my schedule. It was amazing. And I honestly wasn't mad at it. But there are some things that came up. My grandmother got really sick. It's my grandmother who I'm really close with. And I just felt like there's no way that I can start making more money to travel back and forth states to go visit my grandmother, to make sure she's okay. Especially because like when you're the only one in your family in healthcare, like you know that a lot of people rely on you in terms of like making sure that they understand what's going on with the doctor, or like anytime they have a question they call you. So like I really felt like, oh, I really want to make sure that my grandmother's okay. I need to make sure I'm visiting her and doing all these things. So I went back and forth a couple times to Chicago, and I was like, I need to make more money, and I can't do that because I, for one, have to be at work Monday through Friday, being a school nurse, And I'm not going to pick up work every single weekend in the ER because then I'm working literally every single day of the month. The days that I picked up in the ER, I would usually pick up an entire weekend. So that means I'm working Monday through Friday as a school nurse, Saturday and Sunday, and then Sunday into Monday night, I'd be leaving my ER job at 7 a.m. and going to my school nurse job. So technically, I'd be working almost a full 2 weeks in a row, which I didn't feel tired doing that, but ultimately I was still working more than I was at my other job. Even though my other job in the ER, my first new grad job, was so draining, I still didn't necessarily feel that working my school job and my PRN ER job, if that makes sense. Nonetheless, I was like, I need to make more money. Like, at the end of the day, I am still making more than I was making working my ER job, but like, it's still not enough for me to be able to say I'm comfortable with the amount that I'm bringing home to save, to spend the money on the things that I need to pay my bills, and also to travel to go see my family. I don't want to stop my life because I just don't have enough money. I feel like I've worked so hard to gain this title as a nurse, and I'm still not making enough money to, I feel like in my terms, in terms of what I need to pay for, in terms of everything in my life, to get by comfortably. So I was like, I need to make more money. My plan ultimately, when I took on my school nurse job, was to work throughout the school year as a school nurse, pick up my PRN job in the ER, so that way, come the summer, I can start my travel nurse job and start reaching out to different facilities and start traveling in the summer. That was initially my plan. But obviously that plan changed when I found out that my grandmother got sick, and I was like, I really need to be closer to Illinois. And that's when I started reaching out to recruiters and just like kind of fishing to see what was out there. And then someone that my mom knows is a travel nurse, and my mom was like, hey, reach out to this person, they'll reach out to you. So I reached out to him and we chatted, and he was like, hey, here's my recruiter's information. And one thing led to another, and before I knew it, he was like, oh, you got accepted at this hospital, did you want to take it? And I was like, okay, I thought this was just like a little game. Like, I thought I was just like testing the waters to see what was out there, and now like I'm actually on the hook. Like, I'm actually on the hook. Like, this is for real. Am I going to do this, or am I not going to do this? And I had to weigh out the pros and the cons and figure out what I wanted for my life, figure out if it was worth it for me to sit back and just, you know, see my grandmother suffer at certain times and like always regret, like, oh, I don't have enough money to go visit her this weekend. Like, maybe I'll start working more and then maybe I'll go see her next week. Like, in my opinion, it's just so not worth it. Over the past few years, we've had people pass in my family, and I just think at the end of the day, it's not worth it for me to constantly feel regret or feel bad for not doing something. It's like, you know what, I'm just going to do it. I was like, you know what, let's just go ahead and do it. Go ahead and submit me. And I also did like a lot of research and like following up about this hospital and this facility, and asking my asking my recruiter, do you feel like this is a good facility for me? Which I still feel like I'm a newer nurse. Like, I still feel like I haven't gained all this experience, right? Like, I'm still like a novice in my opinion in my field. But I did all the research, and I felt like, this is what's best for me. I'm not going to listen to any outside sources, because when I do that, that's when people try to deter you. And let me just say, I'm here, and this is the hands down best facility that I could be in. And I feel like this is where I am meant to be right now in this specific season of my life. This is the most perfect place for me to be in. The people that I work with are amazing. This is, even though it's a smaller facility, I guess I should get into where I am. All right, I am in Washington State. I am in a kind of like a rural critical access facility. And we have a 14-bed ER, which is bigger than my PRN job that I had, which was only a 3-bed ER. This is a 14-bed ER. We are still very busy. I came from a level 1 trauma center in Dallas, super busy, crazy county hospital, seeing over 250 patients, more than that in the day. There was so many times where just at a random time of the day, there was over 270 patients in the ER alone. There was over 100 beds. I was having between 4 to 5 patients at a time, constantly turning over our rooms all day long, literally walking around all day long, like nonstop, getting really, really sick people, getting crazy people. And this hospital is still really busy, not to that extent, but it's still really busy, and I have learned so much, and it's only been 2 weeks. It's only been 2 weeks, y'all. I worked my 3 shifts last week, my 3 shifts this week, and I've only technically worked a total of six shifts, including 1 orientation shift. And I have learned so much. The people that I work with are so great. The providers, the doctors are so amazing. And I really do think that this was a great, even though it was a hostile decision, I think a hasty decision, not a hostile decision, a hasty decision, I think it was a good decision nonetheless. My freaking cereal is getting moist as fuck. Let me eat. Avis cereal just soaked up all this milk like a sponge. God, the way I almost just died eating off-brand mini wheats from Trader Joe's. Oh my God, the way I just had a crazy cough attack and almost died off a mini wheat is beyond me. But anyway, yeah, nonetheless, I can't remember what I was saying before I almost literally died. This whole time has been, these last 2 weeks has been a really good experience in my opinion. And I think that embracing this change is really good. I don't know, I think it's just a good way for me to remind myself that I don't ever need to put like constraints on myself or my abilities or my job that I claim or like whatever I feel like my purpose is. Like there is nothing binding me to one place. Like there's no reason for me to do that. There's just not. I don't need to remain like so like tied down to one place. Like if it makes sense, if what I'm saying is even making sense, like that's what I mean. I'm just talking in circles at this point. But nonetheless, I am here and it has been such a new experience for me. When I did orientation last week, it was actually really cool because one of the other nurses is actually a newer travel nurse. He came from New York. And then some other girl that I met, she completely just picked up her life, moved from Illinois all the way to freaking Washington to just be like to have a new job in a new state. And she's an occupational therapist and we all were in orientation together, just doing our like hospital orientation, and like we met and we collabed and we exchanged numbers and we ended up going out to Seattle last week and explored together. And it's just really nice because we're all like three random people like meeting all new people in this new like who just ended up in this same space together. And it's like really cool because we're kind of all going through. But that's it. That's my life, you guys. That is the tea. I know many of you guys are probably like, this girl can never stick to one thing. Like this girl's all over the place. I have never necessarily been that type of person. When I like got a job, I stuck to it. And I feel like this is very new for me and also like a little unexpected, especially because like I thought that I found my dream job that I was going to stay at with like forever. And obviously that didn't happen. And then like moving to school nursing and like now again, I'm just going to repeat, I feel like I don't have to have these constraints on me, and that like anytime I feel like I need to go or anytime I feel like I need to pursue an opportunity that's better for me in my situation, that's what I'm going to do. And let's not even talk about the salary wise and the money wise on how I've already damn near, I'm not going to say double my income as a new grad nurse, but I'm going to say raise my income at least 25% in less than a year as a newer nurse. Let's just start there. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. We don't have to get into that because this isn't just, I'm not even going to say that. I was about to say it's not just about the money, but like, let's just be real. I ended up moving because I needed more money to travel back and forth. But anyway, that's the tea, guys. Here I am in Washington in my new studio apartment, and I still have my place in Dallas and I need to go back to, and I will commute back and forth to for the next 13 weeks. But like for the next 13 weeks, I will literally like, why is this not registering? I will be mainly in Washington. So yeah, I can't wait to show you guys what this will look like for me and keep you guys along for the journey. Today was a really wild, last night was a really wild, actually today, it was this morning at 3 a.m. Super crazy crap happened. We had a patient who came in via EMS. It was just psycho. It was just psycho. My patient was literally like circling the toilet drain, laughing about it. Like, ma'am, I'm gonna need you to stop laughing because we're trying to save your life. Like, I'm gonna need you to stop laughing. Nothing's funny. I'm sitting here literally praying. My hardest prayers to Jesus because I'm not trying to have you meet him today. Anyway, so that was crazy. But nonetheless, I can't wait to keep you guys like updated on like my experiences and what I learned being like a newer nurse in this
exposing myself to all these different opportunities and things like that. I don't necessarily, this isn't something that I recommend, and I feel like I'm going to get some backlash on it, and that's okay. Everybody has their own journey. I am not recommending this to anybody. Everybody's journey is their own. I feel like you need to definitely decide what's best for you. Don't sit there and like try to ask everybody else this, that, and the third, because when you do that, there's too many governing opinions over what you feel like is best for your life, like over what they feel like is best for your life. No, you need to decide based on what you think is best for you and then go from there. But anyway, I feel like this isn't something that I would recommend for anybody, but if you're in a similar place as me, like definitely weigh the cons, the odds to make whatever best decision you feel like is best for you and your time and your place and wherever you're at in life. Nonetheless, I'm going to be done ranting. I'm going to try to get some rest because literally my body feels tired. My mental doesn't feel tired, but my body feels tired and I need to go to sleep. So I'm going to go to sleep for a couple hours and then I will wake up and see you guys shortly.